Good evening, everyone. My name is Megan Mills, and tonight we're going to be discussing the unit modernization project for Great Lakes Family Housing. The reason why we're conducting this project and why we are proposing it is because our clientele and our prospective residents, as well as current residents, have stated over and over again that they do not feel that the older style homes in the Forrestal, Nimitz, and Halsey neighborhoods are worth what we are charging for them currently because they are outdated. We've heard this from the current residents from the CEL survey. We've heard this from just speaking with people in general, and with the BAH increasing as well, and residents paying their full BAH, we've had a lot of pushback as well. So this project is going to, this presentation is going to be looking at the project scope, the necessary objectives with estimated timelines, a cost evaluation, as well as a risk assessment, as well as show the change management plan that has been set into place. The project scope, what we're going to be looking for within this scope is to identify capital improvements needed for the older homes and to forecast anticipated cost and return on investment. And we've been through the where and the why. How we're going to do it is we're going to be conducting a market survey, and through that market survey, analyzing the risks versus what we are expecting to receive as a return on investment from performing these upgrades. What you see here is the work breakdown structure. This is going down in a more of a pyramid format. It establishes what staff member is going to be in charge of what task. And then you'll see the numbers above each person and above the different tasks. Those are going to be affiliated with this activities and objectives list. This is going to be a key component of all of the research that we're doing, as well as the project management plan that you have been given that should be sitting in front of you at the moment. So you're going to see a description all the way to the left. That's telling you exactly what's going to be the activities that we are going to need to be conducting in order to get all of the information collected and have accurate information. Next, you're going to see an activity ID. The activity ID is going to correspond to the cost analysis that's on the next page. You'll see a start and end date that correspond with the duration, which the duration is the number of days that we expect that particular activity to take. The resource is going to be the person who's going to be conducting it. You've got the predecessor and the successor. Those are going to tell you which activities come before and after whichever activity that you're looking at. And then the WBS ID is also known as the Work Breakdown Structure ID. And these numbers here correspond with the work breakdown structure that we saw previously. Next, you're going to see that cost analysis that I mentioned earlier. If you notice over on the left-hand column over here, you've got your activity IDs. This corresponds with the activity list that we saw earlier. So activity A, for example, is going to be conducting a market survey. There is direct labor, overhead administration, charges, materials, and travel that are associated with that. However, throughout this this particular piece of the project, there will be no subcontracting. So if you add all of these things up, you'll get your subtotal over on the far right-hand side. As you can see, many of the costs associated with this particular phase of the project will be spent in direct labor or travel. So on this slide, we've got your risk management section that's going to be located on the left-hand side, and we've got your change management section that's going to be located on the right. The risk management is going through different risks that we may incur throughout the project, such as risks to scope, schedule, duration, and completion times, the costs associated with it as well as the plans to mitigate each one of those risks. To the right, you're going to see change management. This is a plan that's been put in place in order to control and to set an expectation for how different changes are to be proposed during the approval phase or before the approval phase of the project. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can also refer to the project management plan that you have sitting in front of you as well. But have a great evening, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.